Hello and welcome. I thought today I would share with you all of my Peg and Awl materials that I have. Should we call them materials? Possibly. So I've got 3 pouches. I've got a Sendak and I have also got a paint palette. So where should we start? Let's start with the Sendak and move these out of the way. So this is my Sendak. It's the larger one. There is a smaller one that you can purchase, but this one is the larger one. And you can see here it says the Sendak Peg and Awl. I've put a little badge on the front there of a little artist. So if we open this up like so, there we are, we can get it all in now. So in the little pouch on the end here, I have got quite a few bits. Out it comes. So I've got a double size pencil sharpener. I have got a number 903. I really should put my other glasses on. Let's do that, Michelle. Good idea. Yeah, number 3, which is a gold, because sometimes I quite like to add a little bit of gold paint to my pictures, and I've just popped it in a little plastic bag. I've got some carbon ink cartridges to go with the fountain pen that I have. I've got a Kaweco Sport, and this has got the Rohrer and Klingner ink in, and it's the green one, whatever that is. But that's in case I would like to use a waterproof green fountain pen for a change. And then in this little pot, I've got some white gouache. It's Winsor & Newton Professional White Gouache. So that's what I've got in there. If we open this out, if we start at the bottom here, I've got a little wax crayon, a clear one, for if I want to do some wax resist. Then I've got some Derwent Inktense pencils. I've got the neutral grey. I've got tan. What green is this? This is fern. Then I've got oak, which is a brown. I've got light olive. And what is this one? Mid vermilion. So those Inktense are water soluble. Moving along, I've got a white Uniball Signo. I've also got a gold Uniball Signo. I always get that wrong. I've got 2 of these in here. These are the Art Graph soft carbon pens. And then I've got a little travel water brush. I've got 3 just travel brushes. So these are the Escoda Prada, and those of you that follow my channel will know that that is what I use most of the time when I do my painting. That's a size 2. We've also got a size 6. And then the biggest one is a size 10. So there we've got 3 round brushes. I've got a 0.5 uni pin fine liner. Oops. And then I've got a, this says 12. Oh yes, this is a really thick one. I was thinking, it might be 1.2. Maybe they mean 1.2 rather than, but it does say 12 on it. Anyway, this is a Pigma Micron. Both of these pens are waterproof. And then I've got a Derwent Drawing white, Chinese white, because that is really good at being quite opaque on things. What have we got next? Going up into the next row, I've got a Terry Harrison Golden Wizard, and this is really good for doing foliage and things. I've got a couple of pencils. This one says Payne's Grey all the way. I do remember where I got this one from. It was from Natasha Newton's website. The other one is a Caran d'Ache Sketcher non-photo blue pencil. And then next to that we have the Carbon Platinum fountain pen with a fine nib, and that's what the cartridges were for, to refill that if I need to. Ooh. There is something in the bottom here. Let me just see if I can get that out. Aha, there we go. So we'll pop them in. And then this is a Da Vinci size 5 little travel brush as well. And I kind of lost that in there, didn't I? So I think I'm going to move, because I've got more than one of those in the front, I'm going to move that down there so as I don't lose it. Right, let's pop that one there. Right, next we have got a Da Vinci size 10. But this is a flat. So that's the only flat brush that I've got with me. That's just another water brush. I've got a little spray, water spray. And then just to add some interest, I've got this little Liquitex paint marker. And this is the cadmium red medium hue. So this is acrylic. I've got a Kuretake Zig Clean Colour Dot Metallic in Gold 1mm dot pen. Yep, that's all we have in that bit. Moving on, I have got some, pull these out. I've made a little cardboard thing here. So these are all the Derwent Graphitint, and those are the colours: slate green, steel blue, autumn brown, ocean blue, meadow, juniper, sage, cocoa, mountain grey, cool grey, warm grey, and cool brown. So they all fit quite nicely together in that one slot there. And then over here, oh look, we have some water, and this has got a tiny little nozzle, and that means I can fill up the water brushes if I need to. So that's all that's in the front there. In this pocket in the back, I have put my Daniel Smith watercolor sticks. This is the secondary, what they call the secondary set. So let me think. That's got buff titanium, quinacridone, burnt orange, It's got Moon Glow, Carbazole Violet and Undersea Green. So those just fit in there for if I want some extra texture and things. I've got this little picture viewfinder for composition. I've got some Caran d'Ache Neo Colour 2s. This is a curator, although the tin originally came with 15. I've put the 15 colours that I want in from a much bigger selection that I have. So, and I could sort of break them in half and have more, but that seems to work for me. So those are my Neo colours. And then also in this Sendak, I have this lovely palette, which is also Peg and Awl. There we go. And this opens up, and these are the colours that I have in here. These are all, well, no, they're not all. Apart from the bright rose. The bright rose on the end here is Michael Harding, but the titanium buff, the quinacridone bronze, sepia, indigo and cobalt teal are all Michael Harding paints, and says that they don't stick. And believe it or not, nothing sticks to this. This is absolutely fantastic. I just pop my little colours in there, and yeah, I've just got them in a little zipper bag, I suppose you'd call it, and that can tuck in the back as well. And of course all of that just folds up, so you just wind, I mean, you don't have to have as much as me in there, but this is what I like to have in mine, and it works well for me. So that just does up like so. And so yes, it looks quite chunky from the top, but it's all in there. And that is what's in my Peg and Awl Sendak and my little Peg and Awl paint palette. If I move that to one side, let's bring this, well no, let's start with the biggest one, because we've got 3 different sizes here. So the biggest one is really quite big. It's got this lovely leather Peg and Awl on it with the brass fittings. That's just a little badge that I put on there. So this one, size wise, which is the biggest of them all, is, well, at the top here, it's about 11.5. It's nearly 12 inches big, and then it's about 7.5 inches that way. And you know, it's quite decent when you pad it out on the bottom there. But what I have in mine are all of my Faber-Castell watercolor pens, or some of them are the Pitt Artist pen jewel markers, and I think I recently swapped all of these out. So it's just so that I'm keeping them all together, and I might well just take those with a sketchbook. So this is the little sketchbook that I'm using, that I would take separately. You'll see I'm using my little corners. So there's one that I did recently. So that's my little sketchbook. If I just wanted to take pens, then I move that over, that would easily fit in there. But I could also fit, let's see, why don't we put the portable painter in there? That'll easily go in there. And I could also put a set of travel brushes if I wanted to. That could go in there. And the only other thing I might need would be some water, the tissue. Here we go, there's a little water pot and some tissue. So if I know that I'm going to want to use those pens, I can easily make that into, just by adding those, that's my water, just by adding those into there, I can quickly go out, and I'm sorted. So this one kind of goes flatter or thicker depending on what you've got in it, really. But it is a lovely large size, and it's just choice, really. I mean, this one is set up with so many different choices. Yeah, and then this one may be a more limited choice. So let's just pop that one like that and move those out of the way for a minute. Then let's move on to this medium size one. So this one is, this is 7 inches by 6 inches. So that's the size of this one. It can squash and give you quite a big bottom to it if you wanted, or you can have it flatter. Yet again, it has the Peg and Awl leather on the front. I've put my little badge on it. So what have I got in this one? I've got a set of travel brushes. I have got some water and some tissues. I have got this little paint set that I reviewed on my channel a little while ago. The Gardour, I got this from Amazon. And I've also got in here bleed proof white, a cloth, and a couple of clips. So the only thing that I'm missing from all of that, as another option, if you like, and you could find a smaller water bottle than me, but all of that fits in there. And then of course the only other thing would be to take your sketchbook separately. So that's that little setup. My final setup is this Peg and Awl. Yet again, it's got this lovely label on it. I've stuck a badge again on this one. So let's just measure this one. This one is, oh, wrong way. This is 7.5 by 4.5 inches. So this is sort of thin and narrow, but it's still got quite a decent size on the bottom of it. And what have I got in here? Let's get it out. Okay, so in here I have got this little tin. I can't remember where I got this from, but I have got just a few watercolor pencils. What have I got? I've got an ivory black that is a Derwent. I've got a Faber-Castell light yellow glaze. This one is Prussian blue. That's also Derwent watercolor. This is Derwent watercolor in terracotta. And then the other two are actually Eee. They are actually Lyra watercolours, and this one is Scarlet Lake, and there we go, another Lyra one. This one is Viridian. So a very sparse amount of watercolour pencils, which I'll pop back in. I've got a couple of water brushes. I've got the tiniest sketchbook in the world. No, might not be, but this is one of those little concertina ones. It's a Hahnemühle, and that is very tiny. It's roughly 2.5 inches square, so that fits in there. I've got a little clip, and then I've got my art toolkit with my colours in there. And taking someone's advice, one of my lovely subscribers, those are, bring that a bit close, those are the colours that I've got in there, but I've put this kind of plasticky back on it, and that means that nothing gets damaged. So that fits nicely in there, and there we go. There, I have the most tiniest little kit, not a lot bigger than my hand. So there we are. I have 1, 2, 3 of pouches, I suppose you'd call them, and then I have the Sendak and this gorgeous palette, and I'm looking to buy another palette. So, do you have any Peg and Awl? Which one of these do you think would be most useful? What one would you grab and go with? Yeah, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. If you've watched till the end of this fairly short video, then you can put, let's have the word pencil case. That'll do, pencil case. And that'll let me know that you've seen to the end. But yes, I love my Peg and Awl. It's the feel of it. They're just beautiful things to have, and I can swap them out as and when I want to. So yeah, I don't have to keep what I've got in them. I can change that whenever I want. So there we go, my selection of Peg and Awl. Right, as usual, I'm going to say to you, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay calm. And I hope to see you next time. But do subscribe if you can. And thanks for watching.